Good afternoon and welcome to Didsbury Cricket Club. This is James Emerson, the scorer, sitting in a nice shaded, cool scorebox here at Didsbury. It's an absolutely gorgeous afternoon. Yeah, we're just ready to get started in this Cheshire Cup match this afternoon with Didsbury in the field and Macclesfield, the visitors, who have won the toss, as you can see, and have chosen quite correctly to bat on a glorious afternoon. Great pitch, a very short boundary as well on the right hand side for Jack Massey, the captain, who's going to face the first ball from James Green. Umpire Andy Cricket, this Parswood end of the ground. James Green, as you can see, with a new ball in hand. On an absolutely glorious day for cricket. We've started a couple of minutes early, but that's okay. Makes sense too. Sides already. That's a good delivery. That's quick. James Green, and straight away getting the batsman to fence rather nervously at that. We've got a good slip cord in there. I'll just check who's who. That's Steve Green and Tom Haffill in the slips. Tom Haffill making his home debut today. Jack Massey is away with a single. Let's get my little whack-a-mole there. And Macclesfield underway. That brings Sam Hughes, left-hander, onto strike. Good young player, Sam, and we'll see him bowling later. Pushed up to over the batting today. Much changed for both teams, particularly for Dids, who've got a number of normal first-team players away. So an opportunity for others to make a good impression. At this level, Tom Haffill, who I've mentioned, made his first 11 debut yesterday. Very heavy defeat at Hyde. See him opening the batting later. Good left-handed bat. We've got Joe Gowdy, Evan Turner, Alex Young, Ollie Chamberlain, all playing, as well as Chris Becker also in the side. So he's keeping wicket. And good accurate start from James Green, quick, and making the batsman play every delivery. Green's just come out of that slip position now into short cover. A very short boundary on the offside for the left-hander, and he's going to get 4 there. Not entirely as he intended, but that's going to happen. These early stages, this early power play of 8 overs with only 2 men outside. So first boundary for Macclesfield, Sam Hughes, and they're away with 5. That it will be, I believe, the Macclesfield batting order, more or less. Jack told me before the game. So testing first over from James Green. It's going to be John T. Wallaker from that far end, the Fletcher Moss end. So I'll just move the camera across. And in fact, if I move it a bit further around, you can see there's Jack Massey batting, and there's the boundary look. So it's a very tempting hit. When you say that, it often happens that there aren't that many hit over there. I'll just get the camera back a little bit, pulled in. While John T. Wallaker prepares himself, you can see him prowling away there at the top end of the ground, the Fletcher Moss end, and here he comes. His first ball into the Macclesfield captain is a wide by Chris Rigg at the far end. It's the first time John T. has bowled from that end for Dids, over the head of Steve Green at mid-wicket. It's running out into the outfield. Alex Young, I think, fielding the ball out there. A couple of runs for the Macclesfield captain. Absolutely glorious day here to Didsbury. That'll be a very interesting battle here as that's a full length delivery. Must have been very, very close. You can see disbelief amongst the Didsbury fielders that hasn't been given. And far away from the action. I think Rebecca still with hands on there. There must have been some bat or something like that, but involved because it did look very full. It wasn't going over, but there we are. Not out is the decision. But that's the area for John T. Wallaker. Loose shot. Macclesfield skipper. Third man and fine legger in after that edged forward the last over. Evan Turner doing the duties down there. So, good though from John T. Wallaker, good full length, bringing the batsman forward. 40 overs aside in the Cheshire Cup. Maximum of 8 overs a bowler. It's proven a number of options. Any of the same variety though today. Oh, that's a short, good ball into the body. Jack Massey fends it off, keeps it down as well to do that. That's a good first over from John T. Wallaker. We'll also see most likely Ollie Chamberlain, Alex Young, Nick Anderson of course, and spin from Steve Green. As well as these two. Already found a good length to bowl. That's the ball from James Green. Very good to see him have a strong 8 over spell today. Oh, that's flashed at that. So through him a little bit quickly, young Sam. And, fortunate not to edge that. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was looking at something else. It's no, it's gave me a wide signal, so let's put a wide on for that instead. Oh, that again though. So a bit of a late decision, I think, by the umpire to call wide, but once he decided, the umpire has to wait until I've seen it in the scorebox, and he did. I was looking at something else through my binoculars, just sorting out his web as I'm a fair way away from the action today. But, anyway, everything's right and fine. And the umpire did the right thing by just waiting until I acknowledged the signal. It looked that wide to me from James Green, but obviously umpire felt on reflection that it had nicely and quickly. And again, that there. Fence at the delivery from Sam Hughes. Shot in the middle of the map, but it's pushed out. Evan Turner at mid-off to the left-hander. The cries of shouts of encouragement on the Didsbury field to James Green, horse as he's called, and he's responded to it. That's an excellent over, just the wide from it. The batsman's had to play everything, and that's just what Didsbury will have been wanting, having Nick having lost the toss today. It is a beautiful day, and absolutely ideal for batting. anywhere. But I think we're back with things. We're back with James Green bowling to the Macclesfield captain, Jack Massey. 11th and on after 4. It's going to be a wide, yes, down the leg side that time. It's a good testing opening 4 overs from the Dids paceman front. They've been very accurate. And Sam Hughes particularly has been very watchful. Jack Massey also don't know the importance of just trying to get through this opening spell, this opening 10 overs or so. Again, it's going to be wide, and James Green just losing the radar a little here. And top scorer now, there's 5 of them, so that's already almost an over's worth of extra deliveries. And Didsbury want to be doing as little of that as possible on a hot afternoon. They don't want to be out in the middle any longer than necessary. Nice shot from Jack Massey, found a gap. Joe Gowdy is going to have to chase it right back to the boundary. He will pull it in, but just a smart pick up from Joe, and that's a couple more for that captain. 15 now on the board. It's a nice punch through the offside. Joe Gowdy extra covered him. Hughes at very square at point, or just hovering behind point, so there's that gap on the offside, and you can see now Steve Green has come out of that little slip cordon to plug that very gap. His brother should be punched in that direction. Another wide, I think, yes. Sims just needs to drag this back and find that line from the first over. The right hand, left hand might be bothering him a little bit. These have been decent deliveries to Sam Hughes. Oh, and that's good delivery. That bit quick, smart work by Chris Becker behind the stumps there. Sprawling stop. Step up for Chris. He's a very handy keeper, but second 11, the captain Ryan Wilson keeps. Charles Lowe and Sam Leach and Rom Sebi are all good keepers in their ones, but none of them playing today, so Chris has a chance behind the stumps. And that's a painful one for the Macclesfield captain. He'll just need a moment there. It's more like it from James Green, more accurate. And you can see Jack Massey just taking a moment to compose himself. It was painful, those blows. We had that happen yesterday in the second 11 game. You might have seen one of the high batsmen got whacked right in the Jahoolis. And they brought another box out for him. Well, I'm assuming it was another box. I can't believe he went out without one at all. Jack Massey, with all due respect, a much higher calibre batsman than High 2's middle order I've got, and he's recovered from that little blow. So should be one ball left in this over. Down the pitch, but it's only one. They're guided down to third man. $17 after 5. Jack Massey pinches the bowling. Jonty Wallaker begins over number 3. Just been passed a message from by Anthony, our technical guru, and many other things as well. He does, him and Emma do here at the club. Sam, if you're listening, good afternoon, my friend. Hope you're enjoying your afternoon. It's glorious down here. Oh, there's a strange clipped top edge. It's a great stop by Evan Turner down there at third man. I think he was trying to guide that over the slips, Jack Massey. And I think he made a thicker contact with the bat than he was intending. So it was aerial for longer and it didn't travel quite as quickly. Got away with it with a single. But yes, I was at the Co-op Arena last night to see Eric Clapton. My wonderful wife got me tickets for Christmas. So we were at the Co-op and watching the maestro at work. Still sounds as good as ever, brilliant guitar player, but disappointed too that he doesn't really bother with crowds as such. He barely spoke a word to any of us, said hello, said thank you once, waved when he went off. But it's always a joy to watch Nathan East playing the bass as well. He's always got a smile on his face. That was nice, and the support was great. The venue's very good as well, actually, for those who are thinking of going. Barry Manilow tonight, Sam. I don't know if that's your thing, but I'm sure there's some space down there if you fancy getting it onto Copacabana. Oh, that's turned, flicked. Oh, Sam Hughes, I thought that was going to go straight to fielder at square leg, but it just bounced in front. That's Tim Hughes there. Little aerial from Sam Hughes, his namesake. Oh, and that's a good ball. Jonty Wallaker's pulled really well. And Sam Hughes fishing again. He's now had 15 scoreless deliveries, young Sam. And Jonty Wallaker has given him a really good test out there. And he survives. Edged that 4 off the third ball he faced, but hasn't scored since. James Green to continue. Oh. Again, a fence outside the off stump from the batsman. But he didn't get a tickle on that. So yes, very good venue, the Co-op. I did enjoy actually being in there. It's just getting away will be the problem, and that's not the venue's fault. That's largely down the Metrolink. And that's down the leg side, but and is wided in the end. I wasn't sure if the umpire had detected a flick off the thigh pad or not, but he hadn't. He just was moving to the other side, but it's the 7th wide. This total of 19. So yes, if Metrolink can get it together with the tram service away from the arena, it will be quite serviceable. But £25 to park your car, I can't see many people taking them up on that. That's the big disadvantage the Co-op has, just where it is, because all the other venues right in the centre of town, you're very handy for bus and tram and train out of the city. Parking's still quite possible around the city centre as well, so But anyway, it was an experience, and Crossroads still sounds as good as ever. One of my favourite songs. That was the other thing about it, Sam. He didn't play a lot of the favourites, and I heard a number of people complaining in the queues afterwards for the tram that he hadn't played Layla, for example. He hadn't played Wonderful Tonight. He didn't play I Shot the Sheriff. Didn't play Change the World, or what was that? So there's a number of disappointed people, I think, in that regard too. Oh, again. Back to the cricket, and James Green is really giving the Macclesfield captain a lot to think about. He's poking and fencing outside that off stump, Jack Massey. And there have been these wides, but it has been decent bowling. It's been quick, it's been accurate, no free hits, nothing to go at, just a one boundary, and that was a fortuitous one off the edge in the very first over. And having said that, Jack Massey punches through the gap for a very convincing boundary, a second of the innings, his first. I'm good at this, I tell you. Just a fraction short, not a lot wrong with the ball, but a good shot. Experienced player is Jack, and he got on top of the bounce there and just guided it. And even though there are three fielders in that region, it's a great pitch and such a fast outfield that nobody would have stopped that. It had to have gone straight to them. Good reply from James Green, though, right in at the batsman. 23 off 7. See, Jack Massey's got into double figures now. That first boundary for him. Didsbury just have to stay patient here. Know this ground very well. Fancy themselves to chase any target, but of course they will also want that to be as low as possible. John T. Wallaker in for a fourth over. Another go at Sam Hughes, who's not the most convincing shot there from Sam. He was sort of on the walk as he was playing that. Out into the covers. Steve Green is at a very short extra cover. Joe Gowdy backward point. Ollie Chamberlain's in at the more orthodox cover. Alex Young at mid-off. And that's Joe Gowdy coming in there. That's off the edge. Be down to third man for a single. Thick edge, way past Tom Harfell at slip. But Sam Hughes will be glad to break that sequence of dots. 17 dot balls in a row before that single. As the afternoon goes on, we'll see a few more people coming down. It's lovely down here, it really is today. Still hot, bright. See umpire Chris Riggleman in orange swaying around at the top end, but decides no, that's okay. That delivery, and John T. Wallaker getting through this over in good time as well. 5 balls gone already, just a single off the over. And he's really testing the batsman here. Excellent opening spell. That's turned off, and it's rewarded. It's flicked off his legs, but straight to Steve Green, who'd stayed in position in that short. Well, it was short cover for the left-hander, short mid-wicket for the right-hander, and a just reward for Jonty Wallaker. An excellent opening spell, very accurate, and he has the breakthrough with the Macclesfield captain out for 12. And the first wicket going with a score at 24. And that will bring in Stephen Kaywood. It's just gone onto the pitch now. One for 7, Jonty Wallaker from 4 very good, hostile, accurate testing overs. Just the start Didsbury wanted, and they'll be looking to increase the pressure now as skipper Nick Anderson comes into the attack. With left-handed Sam Hughes on strike. And as you saw the signal of the second power play, so Didsbury can have 4 men out, and they've taken advantage of that with cover on the boundary, deep square leg on the boundary, and long leg. That's nicked, and even though there's a third man, Alex Young is very wide there, and so that's another boundary for Sam Hughes. His second. Neither of the most convincing of shots, but effective. And, not the start the Didsbury captain will have wanted. Perhaps if he'd have had a slip there, who knows, but he didn't. Coming around the wicket. I don't think he'll mind that too much, Nick Anderson. He accepts that will be edges and the ball will flash away. On this ground it will rocket to the boundary. Alex Young's trying to get his position. You can just see him in your picture there at the top of the screen, the third man, quite square. Nick Anderson coming into the left-hander, so we'll just have to judge where the best place for the third man is to be. Jonty Wallaker is down at still, yeah, very wide, fine leg, almost long leg. Oof, that's a good ball. Always past the edge. And he's relieved to get the bat inside the line there. So there'll be 4 fielders allowed out until over 32, so it goes a little more defensive now in the field. He's barely bowled in anger this season, Nick. It's only his second spell with the ball, certainly I can recall. The one was in the cup match. Oh, and that's a fine delivery to end the over. You can see it's a very healthy sign when one of your main bowlers isn't even bowling that much. And that was a very good first over from the skipper. Stopped to rather fortuitous edged 4 off it. Jonty Wallaker's going to continue, quite rightly. And he'll be in at the new batsman Stephen Kaywood, who's watched that one from the other end. And just try and zoom that out a little bit so you can get it. Oops, not that much. you can just see the boundary. We'll maybe try it here for this over and see how we get on with that, see if it just gives a bit more of an impression of the action. There's John T. Well, you can see him steaming in. Oof, nice. I think fancy leave alone that, I like that. Stephen Kaywood. Just going to try and keep abreast of the other scores. There's plenty of Cheshire Cup cricket today being played around the county. Glorious afternoon. Again, that nice little leave alone. So clubs will be glad of this. Let's have a look. Yes, I'd imagine all these sides that are batting have won the toss and chosen to do so. It's a very full delivery. John T. Wallaker and Stephen Kaywood has flicked that away nicely. Off his toes. A single. So he's opened his account. And now Stephen Hughes on strike. I think that's come off the pan. It did indeed. I'm going to get a leg by signal from Chris, thank you. Good call from Stephen Kaywood. His partner alert to the action. And now John T. Walker is going to come round the wicket to the left-hander. So another test for Sam Hughes. Oh, I know, he just survives it, doesn't he? You can say, oof. The one whizzing past the edge. Sorry, Stephen Kaywood whizzing past the edge. The right-hander's bat. Oh, and again. That's another excellent over. A very impressive spell from John D. Wallaker. 1 for 8 off 5 now for him. And he's primarily the reason that run rate is just flattening at the moment. First 10 overs gone, 30 on the board. Oops. So, yeah, just looking at the scores, nothing particularly remarkable in terms of the scores. We're going to park off to a flyer against Davenham, 40 for 1 off 5. Then Birkenhead. Sam Hughes gets one off the middle of the bat, flicks it out nicely into the leg side, but although it went out of the 30-yard circle, James Green was around very quickly, and no chance of a second. Well, Sam Hughes has gone to double figures with that. That was a better shot for him. The one I'm keeping an eye on today is Nantwich's match. Very powerful Premier Division side, and they're playing Northwich, who are struggling in the nether regions of the Cheshire Cricket League. They fell out of the County League Pyramid last year with another decisive relegation, and they have been drawn to travel to one of the most powerful sides in Cheshire. They've had a bit of early joy at Nantwich. Side are 50 for 2, so they've got a couple of wickets, but there's some big some big guns to come out yet, so especially if Luke Robinson gets going. Oh, that's going to be a wide. Just offline from the Didsbury skipper. 8 of those already now for Didsbury. Nice drive, but straight to cover. Oof. That was a little bit of a untidy episode all round, a little bit short from Nick Anderson. Steve Kay were trying to pull, but got himself into a bit of a tangle, could have dragged it on. Actually, whoops, a bit close there. So I'm just trying to fiddle and get this in the right direction. It's a nice drive, or a nice looking drive, but again he's not timed it. Steve Kaywood, so there we go, it's a bit better. So into the end of the 11th over, solidly behind the ball. No run, just 2 from the over. I think overall, taking those 8 wides out of it, Didsbury will be much the happier of the 2. There's 32 on the board after 11. And we're going to continue with John T. Wallaker, and why not? Asking questions every delivery of the batters. Still left-handed Sam Hughes to face the music. That's aerial, but he's clipped it through mid-wicket, but not timed it, Sam Hughes. It's not a long hit to the boundary, but only got 1 for it. Contemplating a second, but skipper himself doing the work there. And he's lost his run up, John T. Wallaker there, so have to do that one again. He's trying this round the wicket line to the right-hander. Oh, didn't know a lot about that, Stephen Kay. That's good running though from his partner. Sam Hughes alert to the possibility of a single. And that's good batting. The striker, although not sure where it had gone, responded to his partner's call straight away and pitched a single there. That will frustrate the bowler. And he's clipped it again in that leg side gap. Joe Gowdy this time. That's a correction. That's Tom Haffel out there, is it? Yes, it is. Smartly down. Just one run. You'll see Tom run across now to take his place in the next to Chris Beckett. Short. The batsman well onto it though, smartly on. Pulled it, kept it down. That's one more for Stephen Kaywood. Already John T. Walliker's most expensive over of the innings, and it's because 4 have come off it, 4 singles. He really has bowled very, very well. Testing the batter out there with a quick one, but Stephen Kaywood looks very compact and capable player. Was quickly in a position to pull that. That's up in the air. Oh, goodness me. Not a good shot from Sam Hughes, and lucky to survive there. That just dropped short of Tom Haffel. Short mid-wicket. Not in control of that shot. But he survives. So 12 overs gone, 36. Sam Hughes 12. Stephen Kaywood on 3. And John T. Walliker 6 excellent overs, only conceded 12 runs. Has the wicket, the Macclesfield captain. And Nick Anderson, who's been equally demanding. I'll slip in place, put a ring of 3 on the offside, 2 on the leg, plus a man on the boundary, square leg. One of those men on the leg side is quite a long way back. Good throw from Evan Turner from mid on the circle. Hit the stumps as you saw. But the ricochet fell kindly for Didsbury. So no extra runs accrued, just the one for the Australian. He sounds Australian actually, Stephen. I need to check. I can always get that and New Zealand confused. The left field for the left-hander just changing. See Tim Hughes coming across. Short cover. That's going to be a... Is that going to be a wide? No, I must have flicked something, or I've not seen that correctly. Top ball. Down nicely. Steve Green in smartly from backward point. So yeah, the 4 fielders out, one basically either side of the wicket. Fine leg and third man, Alex Young, you can see in the shadows down there. I think just by the signage at the entrance. Let's hit Sam Hughes on the pad. Sorry, that should be another one on there, shouldn't it? So the young opener has been there 35 deliveries now for his 12, battling away. Important for his side that he stays there now and turns this into something. I mean, one or 2 others can bat around him. That's an intelligent shot, just guiding it down to third man. That's what he has to do for his team, just staying at least till halfway, I think would be his plan. And let some of the others bat around him. Shot from Stephen Kaywood. It's only going to be 1 though. And a tidy over from Nick Anderson. 3 from Nat. There you can see these two just establishing this another partnership. 15 they've added. taking them 5 overs, but just getting the pace of things out here against a high quality attack, and it's not going to get any easier as Ollie Chamberlain now comes into proceedings. Didsbury keeping a couple back from Jonty, and Ollie Chamberlain is lively medium pace. Oh, very well yesterday for the twos. Was too quick for some of the high batters. Hello, David. Chatting with David Bowman. It's a lone figure here at Dids. Down with young Fletcher. We'll enjoy the afternoon. Ollie Chamberlain just getting into his rhythm. First one was a bit short, but Stephen Kerwood completely mistimed the attempted pull as you saw on the Q end. I think he got for that. Tom Haffel at mid-wicket. We've got on to go through the field after this delivery. Well, that's a quick run. Oof. A risky one, but they both went. Let's try that again. Both went same time, although Stephen Kerwood was at the danger end, but got home okay. So yeah, third man fine leg, deep backward square for Sam Hughes and deep cover, the men out. 2 in front of square on the leg and 3 on the off. Lee Chamberlain just focusing on accuracy rather than real pace at the moment, so that's fair enough. To get through a few overs today. Oh, he's lost his run there, you see, he's stuttered. And Sam Hughes cashed in on that. Great relay fielding on the boundary between Joe Gowdy and Evan Turner. Fortunately, he couldn't see it. But Joe Gowdy down very smartly. Tumbling stop, flicked the ball up to Evan Turner, who threw in immediately and kept it to 1. And that's a fine effort from those two. Just want to get that run up sorted out, Ollie Chamberlain. I don't. He bowled from the other end, this Palswood end yesterday. So he just needs to get into the groove with that one there. But he's tidy first over, just 2 from it. You can see he's one of 4 bowlers used, and there'll be more names to come on that list. So Nick Anderson to resume battle with young Sam Hughes coming around the wicket. It's called a no ball this time by umpire Andy Crick. So that will be the first free hit of the game, I think. We had this as a signal. I assume that's a front foot overstep as opposed to a back foot, clipping the return crease. Coming round, it's quite possible it could have been the latter. Just trying to get a little bit of extra width. But anyway, Sam Hughes can have a free go at this one. Let's see what he does. And he's climbed into it, got hold of it nicely, and he's going to get 4. He's clumped that over mid-wicket very effectively. And freed him to play the shot. probably his most, certainly the most convincing of his 3 boundaries. The 2 went off the edge. Well, that was a nice shot to do his confidence good. 18 now he's made. This score 46 for 1. Good accurate stuff from Nick Anderson. Just had a lovely message from my favourite viewer, favourite listener. Hello my love, I hope you're enjoying your afternoon. Exciting week ahead for my gorgeous wife. She's, oops, that's going to be a wide I think, yep. Good take from Chris Becker behind the stumps, but down the leg side. Hi Rob. Just getting ready for our first ever trip to the Chelsea Flower Show. So much excitement coming up later in the week. So I hope you enjoy this afternoon as well, listening away in the garden as Sam Hughes has hit a lovely shot there, and the second of 2 very convincing 4s in this over, and that was a nice wristy flick away through the cover gap, and because that is such a short hit out there, it flew to the boundary, brought the 50 up for Macclesfield. That's ball of the 15th over coming up. Well, no, it's not, because it's another no ball, so we'll have to have that one again. This has been untidy from the Didsbury skip. 11 off this over so far. Another free hit. Looks like this can just start shifting momentum. This partnership on a 28 now, and Sam Hughes enjoyed his last free hit. Let's see what he does with this one. Oh, he's gone big. It's just going to pop inside the rope. It does, but it is 4. You see the signal from the umpire. I thought it might have gone all the way first of all, but that's far and away the best over for Macclesfield. 15 off it, and 12 off the bat of Sam Hughes, who's gone on to 26. And see that partnership now suddenly rocketed up to 32. These 2 have added, and mainly off the bat of Sam Hughes, who's played some nice shots in that over. And he'll be feeling much more content with himself. The second 9 ball over we've had this spell. That's something absolutely not in the Didsbury plan. Back with Ollie Chamberlain, and be looking for a 6 ball over here at the breakthrough if possible. Stephen Kaywood just I was going to say he looked very composed. That was a very sketchy loose drive. You can see him rehearsing the shot he intended to play, but that wasn't what you did, Stephen. It was far less convincing. Short, too short from Ollie Chamberlain, but he's not going to get too badly punished. Slight misfield. Jonty on the boundary down here, but not any more costly than just the single that was always on. Stephen Kerr with that pull shot. See him rehearsing it there. Plays that very nicely. Plays that down. Brings Sam Hughes back onto strike. And that's a very profitable last over. 12 of 3/4 for him in it. And he's going to get another one there. Yes, no. Oh, gosh, no, they've gone back in the end. There probably was a single. And they've been very decisive, these two, until that point where Sam Hughes was halfway down. Stephen Carewood not interested, and then Sam Hughes went back. Stephen Carewood said, go on then. And realised it wasn't going to happen. So, dot ball the result. Is that edged? Yes, it is. And Sam Hughes doesn't wait for the umpire's decision. And that's a bit of a shame for the young man. A great, very handy breakthrough for Didsbury and for Ollie Chamberlain, who's bowled accurately and well. But that was a bit of a loose shot, having had such a good over the previous over. Just talking about with those nice boundaries. He's rather given that away, I feel, young Sam. 26. And 5/4s, but he's out now. And now Macclesfield will have to start again. James Cross coming in. And say hello to his mum Sandra, scoring this afternoon at Old Trafford. That's Thunder Northern Diamonds game. I'll have to see how that's going on in a moment actually. Let's have a little look. Oh gosh. 72 for 5. You might get finished early there. Right, Sandra. And come down. She won't be able to see her son bat because he's coming out now, Big James. Super guy, James Cross, very popular figure in Cheshire cricket, well known, and always plays with a smile on his face. And as an umpire, when I've umpired games James has been playing in, one of those characters you like to have out there. He keeps it nice and calm, encourages his team to play in the right way. Let's see what he makes of this. He's got one ball of this Ollie Chamberlain over to face. Oh, and he's got has he got an edge? I think he's got an edge on that. I couldn't see he has. But he's off the mark with a boundary, but not in the classical manner. Chris Becker, you can see a despairing dive there. It's down the leg side, but couldn't get across to it. So, all action in this last couple of overs. 15 off the previous over, and then a wicket, and a sketchy 4 off the last ball. That's James Cross off the mark. So that's a wicket for Ollie Chamberlain now, and a good couple of overs from him, 1 for 7. Ignore that run rate, I don't know why it does that. The graph plummeting down, it's just that dot you need to take notice of. It's been flatlining, and then that 15 really jumped it up, and then there was just 5 off that over in total, but that was convincing fashion. Anyway, we're going to have a change in the rhythm of the bowling as well. First look at spin at Steve Green. Who will get through his allocation and generally gets through quite quickly as well. The sight screen's just being altered. Now we've got 2 right-handers in. Just looking, so there's mid-off and mid-on in a circle. Nobody back though behind them. 2 men square of the wicket either side on the boundary, but other than that, everyone's in the circle. There was probably a run there. James Cross, you can see, woman in ahhing. Ollie Chamberlain's a fair way back, almost on the fielding circle at short third man. But it was James Cross's call. He called no early, and then that was that really. Nick Anderson just altering things around, altering the fielders around. He wants Tom Haffel coming in here to slip. You can see him coming across. Alex Young's come across to mid-wicket where he was, so Joe Gowdy's gone behind the umpire, square leg on the boundary, on that leg side. And he's bowled him. Steve Green has bowled Stephen Kaywood behind his legs. And that's 2 wickets in 2 overs for Didsbury. You heard a roar of delight from Nick Anderson, the skipper. So it could have been a run off the first ball, but wasn't. Second ball went for the sweep, and he's not the first batsman who's been bowled behind his legs by Steve Green. He'll be very disappointed to be the latest. Well, Stephen Kaywood. He departs for 7. And that's a third Macclesfield wicket now. He's scored 61. There's Dan Evans, replaces him. And just what Didsbury and Steve Green will have wanted. Early breakthrough from the Wes, and the 2 batsmen are looking nicely set, both out. So 2 new batsmen in now. Start again, Macclesfield. Let's have a quick look at these other Cheshire Cup scores to see how my banker fixture is coming along. Where are we? 91 for 2 Nantwich now. Northwich having taken those 2 early wickets. Good wickets as well. Ali Chugtai and skipper Ray Doyle. Ben Wright and Jake Pearson, both players I know very well. Super lads, those 2. And tucking into it. On up to White House Lane. It's back here. Dan Evans defends his first ball from Steve Green, but there's some nervy times for the young man. He's got 2 slips in there, as you can see. And he's going to have to find a gap if he can, and he's done that very nicely, but only 1. Joe Gowdy's come round nicely. I've had a visit from young Fletcher Bowman as well. Hey, looking very rightly unimpressed with things in here. You're much better off out there, young man, but great to see him. Be a regular visitor down here as James Cross faces his first ball of spin. He'll be eyeing up that short boundary, Will James. It is a very enticing hit today. Just carefully playing that over out. Great first over from Steve Green. 1 for 1. I've seen it so often, but I'll never get tired of seeing it. You can see the effect that over of that 15 off that Nick Anderson over has on the Manhattan. That huge spike there, but otherwise it's been steady going from Macclesfield. Won the toss. Had to bat, really. It's a batting day. Absolutely the right decision by the skipper James Massey at the toss. But, 7 boundaries in 17 overs. A couple of those, well, 3 of those rather fortuitous. That's testament to how well Didsbury have bowled. That's a loose shot from Dan Evans. Ollie Chamberlain just... I'm not sure he's still struggling with his run-up. He just doesn't seem as happy as he did yesterday bowling from this end, the end the camera's at, as he did for the seconds yesterday, and was quick at times. Really hurried the batsman. Struck one of them a very nasty blow in the Jalakas. But he's certainly getting it on the spot. Bowling tidily. And Didsbury will want to keep the wide count down to 9 already. But keep that under control, and again they give themselves such a big advantage because there'll be a few in their innings as well, I would imagine. You don't want to be wanting any extra balls on a warm day like this. Full delivery, nicely driven. Joe Gowdy in quickly from the cover boundary, cross with himself. He couldn't pick the ball up cleanly to throw it in. Batsman complete a single. It is a big gap out there to that very square point where Joe Gowdy is on the boundary. James Cross will have seen that. Literally just lean on the ball and push it there. He swished at that a little. I don't see over much in the way of foot movement from James. That's not his game, but he's certainly a hand-eye man, and it's a very good effect if he can stick around. He will certainly be eyeing up that short boundary with some relish. A bit of a tangle there. Edge that ball jabbed down on it. It's a good full ball from Ollie Chamberlain. Jump full roll into his boot and then backwards again slowly. Good stuff from Ollie Chamberlain. Just one off this over. Getting this previous over as well. That's plopped off the edge, but it's only going to be a single down to Evan Turner at third man. So James Cross has pinched the bowling. Yeah, fine over, Ollie Chamberlain. 3 overs, 1 for 9 for him. See those two dots close together, and the worm is the key fact for Didsbury. Let's peg the opponents today right back. 64 for 3 off 18. Didsbury much the happier of the two at the moment. A few adjustments. Ollie Chamberlain's coming in from third man into the circle. Steve Green into James Cross. Nobody back on the mid-wicket boundary. Alex Young's in at mid-wicket in the circle. James Cross will be aware of that. Off the edge, nicely fielded. Tom Eiffel there, and see just tumbling away. Well, he's almost at a gully position there, really. Tom, he's really quite close. And it is a big whack from James. He's seen that gap, not quite where he intended it, but it flew over Evan Turner's head at mid-on. And that's a second boundary for James. It went much straighter than he would have anticipated, but it's a calculated risk Didsbury take, and Evan Turner is coming back into the fielding circle and not pushing anybody back there. Steve, I told you I'm good at this. Having said that, Evan Turner's now been pushed back to the long on boundary to just give James Cross something else to think about if he should want to do that again, but in that case, no, he's powered that out into the offside. He's only going to get one though, even though it's gone all the way to the boundary. James Green around. That's been complete a single. Oh, that's a shot we've seen many times against Steve Green from many other batters. Thinking it's there to hit, misjudging the flight, the pace, and almost the end of Dan Evans. Oof, but again he's beaten there by one that whizzed past the outside edge. Nicely bowled. Steve Green, excellent stuff. So 69 for 3, we've got one more over before drinks. There you can see the Macclesfield card. be Ollie Chamberlain just to take this last over before the break. And Macclesfield will be very keen to keep wickets intact. Something psychological about just getting to halfway and being able to reassess from there. Although there are a few runs light, but it's a very testing attack. It's a good quality attack. Thinking about the wickets, I guess Sam Hughes and Stephen Kerr will both be disappointed with the manner of their dismissals. Jack Massey probably as well. He was a bit of an uppish clip to mid-wicket. But it's been tough going, I say. It's a good attack, this, and Didsbury a division above Macclesfield. But, James Green has actually gathered. I was just watching it because James Green has guarded it away for 4 through backward third man. Backward point rather. Third man Evan Turner came round a tumbling stop but couldn't cut the boundary off. So third boundary for James Cross. Stayed away. There is that gap there. Thought for a moment the fielder had pulled it back, but he hadn't. So 73 for 3 the score now. Well, that's a full toss. Chamberlain trying too hard to just couldn't quite pitch the Yorker right. But only a single. Nicked away. It'll only be a single. No, it's gone fine enough for 4. I couldn't see out of the window there. But it is 4. And this is turning into a really profitable last over before drinks. Give Macclesfield even more heart. Well, badly Ollie Chamberlain, but conceded 2 boundaries in this over. For 18 he has, so this last ball of this over. Oh, and Dan Evans flirts at that one, survives. So we've had 20 overs. Andy Crick is going back in. I'm not sure if there's any sign of the drinks or not. There isn't. So fair enough, we're going to continue. I don't know why there isn't, but there isn't. We're going to continue on then. It would ordinarily be the break there, the logical point, but for some reason drink's not ready. So tape 3, we'll have one more over from Steve Green. See if James Cross is tempted by that short leg side hit. Long on his back, but mid-wicket is in the circle. Deep backward square leg on the boundary. Trying to be as watchful as possible. Here's James, and he's doing his best to get an edge on it, I think, at the moment. Another uncomfortable looking sort of stab outside the off stump at these Steve Green deliveries. Big shout from the skipper at slip, not a polite inquiry from Steve Green. it's a dot ball. So, oh no, that's a wild shot from James Green. That's a correction from James Cross, and couldn't resist any longer. And Nick Anderson has snaffled him at slip. Oh dear. Rather inelegant dismissal, I'm afraid. Why are we having... Hello, Paul. No. It's... we're still not going to have drinks now, even though... Oh, we are going to have drinks now. Well, Finley Nash has started his innings, but I think time has been called. So we are going to have drinks with one ball remaining of the 21st over. So, a curious end to things there. James Cross is out. 15 he made, 3 fours. And Finley Nash has gone in, but we'll have to wait because we're going to have drinks. You can see the Macclesfield card. We'll be back with you as soon as drinks are over. With commentary there. So Macclesfield 78 for 4, ball left of the 21st over, and we'll resume after drinks. Right, sorry, I was just outside having a chat with a few people. And we're back. We've had our drinks, so we need to get right back into the action here, as we're going to have Steve Green completing this over. Finlay Nash, left-hander, has gone in as a long wait for his first delivery. And fortunately for him, survives it. That's over. Yep, there we go, gents. So a wicket maiden for Steve Green. 2 for 6 from 3 overs for him. Excellent. And Didsbury will feel very much on top now. That don't know why drinks weren't ready at the end of 20, but we played on an extra over. And James Cross, having dabbed, defended, not quite sure, heard the little voice in the head, and Steve Green, I think, had accounted for that already. Ended up being caught at slip. Ollie Chamberlain comes in for his 5th over. And a lot of work for the young Macclesfield middle order now. 4 down, almost half the overs to bat. That's a very full delivery, and he's been given LBW. And that's looked rather inevitable. He was way back on his stumps the previous ball, Dan Evans. I thought he might have even trod on them. But Ollie Chamberlain, too good, full delivery, and that's a good reward for him. He's bowled a good spell here. For his side, and that's his 2nd wicket. And by Chris Rigg, no hesitation in saying, yep, that is LBW. As LBW as you're going to get. So 5 down now, Macclesfield for 78. 61 for 2. But have now lost 3 for 17 as Ben Kerwin is the next man in. It's a young tail, this for Macclesfield. Brad Porter and Miles Bradshaw. Said they're young players, but they've played a fair bit of cricket. Otis Palms, Ben Farmer, the other 2 will be getting their pads organised and a bit nervously. This is going to be a tall order now. The runs needed to come from the top 4 really, and apart from Sam Hughes in after a fashion, none of them have really made much impression. Stephen Carewood bowl looked pretty good, but has got ball behind his legs trying to sweep Steve Green. And Didsbury will be looking to just increase the pressure, keep the target as low as possible. Not over attacking. Ollie Chamberlain's got a ring of fielders. He comes in first ball to Ben Kerwin. He's away first ball. I say it was away first ball. He'd not accounted for Tim Hughes coming round there. Neither had I. From backward point, swooped on the ball very quickly, and you saw an athletic take and flick onto the stumps from Chris Becker. But, Ben Kerwin had scrambled back into his ground, much to his relief. And it really was, he just hadn't accounted for Tim Hughes getting round so quickly. That was a fine piece of fielding. Backward point. Oh, that's a lovely delivery. Groping at thin air. He's playing a little away from his body there, Ben Kerwin. Needs to be careful. A whisker away from the edge. Just having a look around the other scores in the Cheshire Cup. Buckenhead Park are looking very good against Davenham. 144 for 1, and they're only halfway through. That could be a long afternoon for Cheshire side as Ben Kerwin has gone. He's just poked the catch there to Steve Green. He might have just seen it. We'll back to those scores in a minute because it's all wickets here at Didsbury. A third for Ollie Chamberlain. Steve Green having taken a fairly straightforward catch earlier in the piece. He's taken a very handy low catch there at cover. And Ben Kerwin's brief stay is over. Double wicket maiden for Ollie Chamberlain. And Macclesfield in all sorts of trouble now. 78 for 6. And Brad Porter comes in. And that's very well bowled. Ollie Chamberlain 3 for 18. That's a double wicket maiden. So Didsbury in complete control now. 4 for 17. 4 wickets in just 6 overs have tumbled. And Macclesfield having been handily placed at 61 for 2. Have really fallen away. That wasn't the best shot from Ben Kerwin. He'll be disappointed with that. Darwin's trapped back on the crease. James Cross a bit of a wild swish. As Steve Green is in now to the left-handed Finn Nash. See a slip and a leg slip there in place. All the pressure coming from the hosts. Macclesfield have got to find a way to put 5 or 6 overs together without losing a wicket. Oh, and somehow that's not a wicket. It should have been a stumping. Chris Becker fumbled it. Nick Anderson trying to grab it at slip. It was a little bit of confusion all round. Finn Nash has survived, is the point. But for how much longer playing like that? That's off the inside half. Well, it'll certainly be one ball longer because he's got, even though it's off the inside half, he's got a run. So he opens his account. Brings us down the right-handed Bradley Porter. Fine young player, Bradley. We'll see him bowling when Macclesfield take the field. Got 2 slips there. See Nick Anderson, Tom Haffel waiting for at the edge of the bat. That's a very full delivery first ball. Steve Green hands on head, nearly thought he'd nearly got that one through. But, well kept out. And again defended nicely. So Porter comfortably behind that one and survived the over intact. 3 for 15 in the last 5 overs, Macclesfield. So they are up against it, and then some. Ollie Chamberlain, that double wicket maiden, and well deserved too. He's been accurate, get the ball on the spot, and the batsman played everything. He has conceded a couple of 4s, but they were Was rather fortuitous off the inside edge. When he is into Finn Nash, and that's another inside half of the bat. Young man. Just looking around at these other Cheshire Cup scores. Still 117 for 3 against New Brighton. And I stay in at Moorside Road. Should be an interesting game. New Brighton are a very strong side. Simply 101 for 3 in the derby against Sale at Timpers. Georgians 95 for 1 against Widnes. Finn Nash pushes that out for a single. Alsager 113 for 5 at Oxton, and this is an interesting score. Alton Park, they've got Wallasey are batting at Alton Park 114 for 5. Wallasey, a very strong team from the Liverpool comp. Could go either way at the moment. Norwich 121 for 3 in that game. I'm particularly keeping an eye on. Northwich have taken another one. That's Brad Porter defends. 17 overs left, and I'm just having a look at the actual scorecard of that one. And it looks like they're making them work for it, so credit to Northwich. A good account of themselves and a very, very difficult prospect for them. Oh, that's a big full Yorker length. Thumped Bradley Porter on the pad. Crapper's 100 for 5 at Elworth. Trafford Metrovics have conceded their match at Cheadle, which is rather disappointing. Why into the competition to concede a game? As Brad Porter gets away with a single flicked away to long leg. There'll be some repercussions for Metrovics for doing that. That's very strange this early in the season. Brooklands 142 for 3 at home to Toft. Bramall 50 for 5 against Chester, up against it there. So yes, lots of cricket going on around the county, but here we're concentrating. It's Didsbury still on top. Ollie Chamberlain completes another accurate over, just 2 from that. 81 for 6 off 24. Steve Green started his 5th over, 2 for 7. Full noise, ball very nicely. Oh, that's just past the edge. Lovely delivery, so Chris Becker grabbed the ball. Chest high there, that's spun and bounced. Bradley Porter did well not to nick that. Those 2 slips in close. And he's gone for that one. It's a bit of a wedge really, but he's got it over the mid-wicket, the gap at mid-wicket, because the man's in the circle and he's got a boundary. It was almost a sand wedge, that one out of the bunker. Get hold of it cleanly, but with the boundary being so short and the outfield so quick, and Didsbury have kept the men up deliberately, and he's taken the chance, but got the reward for it that time. Brad Porter, his first boundary, he's gone again. Now that's gone aerial. That's not a good shot, and that is very well caught by Alex Young, who was looking into the sun there, and having done it once, you see, that's why they keep the men up. Didsbury, he was tempted again. Steve Green gave him the bait, And Bradley Porter mistimed it. It was on him a little bit quicker, I think. And a fine take by Alex Young, as I say, looking into that bright sun. But got himself underneath it and took it really, really well. So another wicket tumbles for Macclesfield. back with you with corrections to the commentary. Entirely my fault with misidentifying players. So we've got the right score, and now we've got the right batters in. So there we are. So Ben Kerwin winning a single. So 89 for 7. The score's right, and as gloomy as it looks for Macclesfield, but apologies for misidentifying the players. As they say, a picnic. A problem in chair, not in computer. Just sorting out the batting order on screen with what I was given, and that's entirely my fault. So apologies for that, but we've managed to put that right. So we've got Finlay Nash and Ben Kerwin, who's on strike now, in, and Ben Kerwin is going to face Steve Green. Well, he's survived that one there, Ben Kerwin. As Macclesfield have fallen away very alarmingly here for them, but excellent from Didsbury. Ollie Chamberlain, Steve Green, and now Alex Young into the attack. 3 wickets apiece for Steve and Ollie. Ollie's finished his 6-over spell. Steve, I think, will go through here. And a tough task for Mac, as at the start of players become very, very difficult now with this collapse, who are 57 for 1. At 6 for 32. There's still a lot of overs to bat. Oh, and that's going to be a caught ball, though. Just fallen short. Oh, Steve Green just stumbled, I think, at a crucial moment. Oof. So the ball looped up off the leading edge of Ben Kerwin's bat. That's a better shot. Might just rolling over the boundary. I think it has. Yes, it has. So Ben Kerwin making the most of that reprieve with a 4 off the final ball, the 27th over, 93 for 7. Yeah, as Alex Young is going to start his second over, bowling to the left-handed Finn Nash. Oof, and that's sharp delivery, whiz past the edge. Good pace from the youngster. We've got the Macclesfield card in the right order now. So there we are, 93 for 7. Now the score has been right all the way along, and it's been a turn, like I say, of increasing gloom for Macclesfield. But that's a nice shot from Finlay Nash. He's given that a good clunk over mid-wicket. Well, there's a big gap, short boundary. So both batters now finding the boundary. And Nash feel better after that one. Steve Green is at mid-wicket, but he's in the circle, so the shot's still on if he wants to try it. Alex Young round the wicket. It's not going over mid-wicket, I don't think. Third man and fine leg in place, Joe Gowdy. Backward square leg on the boundary. And that's it's only just short of skipper Nick Young, who's Nick Anderson, I beg your pardon, Alex Young, almost getting a wicket there. All looped up. The skipper caught a moment of hesitation and then threw the ball at the stumps. Probably a bit cross with himself for not going for it, I don't know, but hit the stumps. But the batter, Ben Kerwin, in. So Macclesfield keep that partnership intact. And that's pushed out for a nice easy single. Short from Alex Young. To do that, really. Dabbed away for a single. Lost all its pace. That was not a very good ball from Alex Young, but only one conceded. 99 for 7. You can see that clatter of wickets. I've got them in the right order on the scorecard now. Apologies for that again. Bradley Porter was out for 0. Miles Bradshaw for 5. That was the fine steepling catch Alex Young took. Give Steve Green a 3rd wicket. And he's looking for a 4th now. The Didsbury maestro. Ben Kerwin, who clonked him for 4 in the last over. To repeat the shot if he can, but it needs to be careful. That gap is there, the mid-wicket gap is there, it's left inviting for the batter. Kerwin resisting so far. Oh, he's gone this time and he's got hold of that, and that's a nice shot. That's 6. That's a huge hit out onto the road, and he's picked the right ball to go for Ben Kerwin, and credit to him for that. And that 6 brings up the Macclesfield 100 as well. There will be a delay while we get it back, as it's gone a long way. I'll just show you while we're waiting. Spin the camera around, and you can see it's not a very big hit at all here. It did. The ball's gone out there. Joe Gowdy, I think, is the man tasked with finding it, and it's somewhere out there. So will be a few minutes. We'll return to the middle. See the umpires just chatting there. About things, and the Didsbury fielders just still standing around. And Joe's got to go and I can see him in one of the driveways. It's gone right over the road. Nice hit from Ben Kerwin. The first, only 6 of the Macclesfield innings. So that shot is on, and if you do pick the right ball, Steve Green will flight it. A little bit of drift sometimes. One will be a bit quicker, but that was exactly the right ball. got the ball back, and it's gone to the boundary again. I think it's been dabbed right down to third man. Ollie Chamberlain has scrambled and scrabbled around on the ground, but it's 3 runs. So a very profitable little interlude here for Mark and for Ben Kerwin in particular. 9 off 2 balls for him, on to 16. Second highest score of the innings already. And a little bit of a fight back from Macclesfield. Round the wicket to the left-hander. Big shout from Nick Anderson, an appeal and an inquiry from Steve Green, but umpire Andy Crick not interested. And that's another nice shot. I think that might have gone all the way as well. Has it? It has, yes. So the batter's over that time. And that's 15 off that one. We had a 15 over earlier in the piece. And now these 2 young players fighting back. Taking their stand at 29. And you can see that's the second 15 that we've had. The Manhattan indicating that. And that'll do these 2 a lot of good. 1-1-4 for 7. Still nowhere near enough runs, you wouldn't have thought. But 85 for 7 when Miles Bradshaw fell, so these 2 can do no more than what they're doing, and credit to them for that. Alex Young's going to have a third over at Ben Kerwin. Run of all 16 for him. That fine 6 in the previous over that he hit. He's hammered that out square, but it's only going to be 1. Joe Gowdy's done a good job in the field out there. Nicely glided away down to third man. Only going to be 1 though. We don't want to let this drift. These 2 are looking useful, and Didsbury want to keep the target as low as possible. That's short, and that's got away with that really, Alex Young. It was short, but not especially quick. But the batsman just mistimed it completely, and thumped him on the body. So we got away with that a bit, in my opinion, Alex Young. That's better length. Pitched it up, and that's straight to Tim Hughes at backward point. And that's the reward you get, you see, for pitching the ball up. Tim Hughes didn't have to move, and made no mistake. And that little cameo from Ben Kerwin is over. Didsbury will be pleased about. He made 17. Added 31 those 2, which is useful. As Otis Palms, this definitely is coming in. Number 10, that's the 8th Macclesfield wicket. 116 only on the board. And Didsbury very, very pleased with their afternoon's work. Now, Macclesfield chose to bat first. Correct decision. It's super batting conditions. But 1 or 2 rather loose shots. Some good catches as well, and some fine bowling from this versatile Didsbury attack. And we were 57 for 1, Macclesfield. Seven wickets for 59 more runs. Tells the tale of increasing Didsbury dominance. Sam Hughes did make a little bit of a present of his wicket. It must be said he was the key man. Stayed in for just over an hour, made 26, but had a bit of a loose swish at one. Thank you. And Otis Palms after that first ball, a rather uncertain edge down to third man, Alex Young. But I'll be pleased to avoid a duck. Just one ball left of this 30th over, then just 10 more left. Didsbury want to get this wrapped up as soon as they can. Nicely, Alex Young. Good bowling. That's nice and tidy, Alex. That's all you need to do. Guided out to backward point. Tim Hughes Fields, having taken that good catch. There you see that cluster of dots. Tells the story of the Macclesfield innings. Just didn't build on that good start, really. 57 for 1, manoeuvring themselves into a good position. Sam Hughes had just taken 15 off and over. Then rather gave it away in the over after that. And it's been a steady procession from that point. There's three men in double figures, including Finlay Nash, who's at the non-striker's end. 15 not out, but apart from the skipper Jack Massey's 12. 17 from Ben Cohen, we've just seen depart. James Cross is 15. Nobody getting a score of any substance, no partnership of any substance at all, really. 33, the highest for the second wicket. And Didsbury have done well here to turn the screw. It's very batter friendly, that one. Whizzes past the edge again. That short leg side boundary. Not really been taken advantage of. Mark, it's been a testament to the good bowling, accurate bowling from the Didsbury attacks. That's floated up. Steve Green tempting young Otis to have a go at that one, but he just chooses to defend. With just 13 fours from memory, 4 of those rather sketchy. A couple of nice sixes though. Really great hits there were. One from behind the stumps there, and Otis Palms has gone for that, and I think he's dissected the field. He has the mid-off and mid-on running back. Steve Green bowled that from behind the stumps, I think. But, didn't put Otis Palms off. Nice firm swing of the bat, and Hussain got it right between the two fielders. Dropped serve, so a couple of runs for him. Oh. The over is quickly at an end from Steve Green. Just 2 from it, and just like that, another over's gone by. 31 bowled now. There you can see the correct order and the tale of woe really for Mac. Nothing of any substance, as I said. And still with 9 overs to bat. See Nick Anderson is chatting to his young charge there. Alex Young is going to have a 4th over. Success with the final ball of his last the 4th ball of his last over. And he's bowling to the left-handed Finlay Nash. Let's clump that out. Joe Gowdy again, straight into action. Good throw back in. No messing about from Joe. Square leg boundary. Done a good job out there. Keeps that to 1. handicap there. Wrote his palms to steer that ball away. One for him. Doing a good job here, Didsbury. They will not want to take any liberties. There's promising Macclesfield attack. They've got a good start to life in the new campaign, rather, in Div 1. They've had some really good years in the Prem, but not for some time now, Mac. Div 1's been their home for several seasons, but bringing forward through a good crop of young players. See them with the ball in hand in the not too distant future. Short, swatted out by Finnash, top of the bat, not really timed. Single out Nick Anderson at mid-on. And strikes the batter on the pad, and no run for him. Just looking at this score now, Nantwich 193 for 5 against Northwich. It's a good effort from the Cheshire League side. It really is, in football terms, that game like a non-league side taking on one of the top Premiership clubs. Anyway, we've got the end of the Alex Young over, his fourth, 1 for 15. You can see Steve Green's bowled out there, 3 for 32, concluded the previous over. So it's going to be Ollie Chamberlain. He's got 2 overs left, 3 for 20 for Ollie. Ball from the other end though, but as I mentioned, he was happier yesterday playing for the seconds, bowling from this end where he generated some very good pace. So we'll see if that helps him continue in this good groove of bowling. He bowled very nicely from that top end after sorting his run up out. So there's 8 overs left, and this is the last power play phase we're in now. You might have seen the signal from the umpire, just so Didsbury can, if they want, have a 5th man out. They've got 4 out at the moment. Square cover, deep backward square leg, fine leg, and quite a square 3rd man. And in fact, Tim Hughes is coming out to be that 5th man out of the circle. He's coming out to deep mid wicket. So run anywhere on the leg side that Finn Nash wants it. Just has to push down on the ball really. Big swish at that one though, and big lad not to have connected. What a nice shot, but James Green's out there and he's caught it. He did get hold of it, Finn Nash, but the trap was set. And that was a fine low catch from James Green. Doesn't drop, well, I'm not sure I've ever seen him drop a catch actually. And the one man you don't want to be hitting the ball to in the outfield. But Finn Nash has done just that, and pays the price. He goes for 17. Good effort from him. A fine 6 down the ground. A couple of overs ago, but he's out now. 17 off 19 for him, and that's the 9th Matt wicket. 122 on the board. We've just Ben Farmer to come. We'll be facing, of course. So 8 for 65 Macclesfield have lost in a little under 17 overs. 8 wickets have gone, so it's like one every other over almost on average. Just 122 on the board. You wouldn't have thought it will be anything like enough. It certainly shouldn't be. So we can never be too sure, of course, until these things are concluded, but at the moment things very much looking set fair for Dids. So, fourth wicket for Ollie, 4 for 20. I'll be delighted with that, and now a chance for a 5 for bowling at the last man. Full and straight, Ollie. No, not down there. And that's a wide. A 10th of the innings. But the first in some 17 overs. So it's been more disciplined from Didsbury in that regard. 14 extras in total at 10 wides and 2 no balls. They'll be wanting to look at. Catch that. Oh, I thought it was just wide of the bats. It looks very catchable height, but Ollie Chamberlain gave a yelp of exasperation because it just missed him. Went to his left and 5 for not to be off that delivery. Still got a chance though, bowling at Ben Farmer. No, that's another wide. Oh, and he's got off the mark. Farmer. Joe Gowdy again, the man in action, a backward square. It's keeping it to 1. Saved a lot of runs down there for the side, Joe. But short boundaries, as I say, it's so easy for them to dribble away, but just a single. So Otis Palms face Ollie Chamberlain, looking for that 5th wicket. Oh, there was a sound there, but he is deceiving me. A 3rd wide in the over, so say having had none in 17 overs, we suddenly had 3 in this one, and thinking he might be happier from this end, Ollie Chamberlain. Certainly not be happy with the ball a 9 ball over, at least. That's a nice shot from Otis Palms. Firmly hit. Nick Anderson round smartly at mid-on. A useful run, 127. Nicely defended by Ben Farmer to end that over. 5 from it in total, 3 wides. You can see only 2 partnerships, anything like for Macclesfield in the 30s, but it's been a disappointing story generally for the batters today. Alex Young. Ball at Otis Palms for Sam Alex's 5th over now. Four men out for the hosts. One either side, square of the wicket either side, and long leg. Sorry, fine leg and third man. Back. Nice shot from Otis Palms. It's only going to be a single. You can see Nick Anderson gathering the ball. Mid off. Just need to put the kettle on. And, so 4 runs been signalled, flicked away by Ben Farmer for his first boundary. And this last pair have added 10, that's useful. 32 for 9. We just want to finish this off, nothing untidy. Big shout, but no interest from the umpire. I am going to get no signal, and that's why there was no interest then. There was some bat on it. Ben Farmer, so single for him. 133 for 9. That one again has come. Has that come off the pad? It has, yeah, that was a leg by that time. One more on the total, and these two just do what they can to accumulate. You never know. Added 12 now. This last pair, that's very good going. Into double figures of the partnership. Another run added to it as well. I think it's another leg by, looking at the umpire. It is. And in total 8 coming from the over. 135 for 9. So all helpful stuff. After that clatter of wickets, Macclesfield 57 for 1 to 122 for 9. Ollie Chamberlain's final over, and he'll be looking for that 5th wicket. 4 for 25 so far. Bowling at Ben Farmer. A couple of alterations in the field. Still Halfall's gone back on the mid-wicket boundary now. So big gaps on the leg side in the circle. But he's found a gap on the offside. Ben Farmer steered it away. Only going to get one, but still thinking by the young man. Span, his teammates encouraging from their front of their dressing room. 36. All helpful runs. Didsbury need to polish this off. Still should be well within the capabilities of this Didsbury lineup. This kind of score, but it's the sort of inning you just want to nip it in the bud and One more wicket. Oh, he's a good ball there, Ollie Chamberlain. Batsman was beat by that one. Jammed down on it just in time. Got an inside edge. Did you notice? 7 apiece to the batters. Did 15 and 137 the score. Two balls left for Ollie Chamberlain. Another comfortable single. Ben Farmer nicely behind it. Striking it up to mid on. And it won't be a 5 for Ollie Chamberlain, but it will be a very respectable 4 for 28. Excellent spell of 8 overs. Good job for his side. And 4 of those dots on the Manhattan down to his bowling. Some good catching as well, assisted in that. So I'll turn a change of bowling from this Parswood end next over. Unless Alex Young can break through again in this over. 1 for 21, bowling at Ben Farmer here. Number 11 for Mac. There's top edge, that should be out. Chris Becker has caught it, yes. So it is all over. And good Chris Becker again, who was temporarily blinded by the sun. So 138 all out the Macclesfield score. And 2 wickets for Alex Young, 2 for 21. And a fine effort all round by the Didsbury attack, who will feel pleased with that. Nick Anderson lost the toss and might have feared the worst initially when his opposite number, Jack Massey, chose to bat. Oops. But there you can see very efficient performance, generally proficient from Didsbury. The Macclesfield card, only Sam Hughes is getting into the 20s. Well, decent little effort from the last pair. They had 16, with only 2 partnerships in the 30s. Only 2 big overs, really above 10. You can see those there, the 2 15s that came. But other than that, not a lot to shout about. You would think for Macclesfield 138, but we'll see in half an hour just what sort of a fist Didsbury make of that. You'll see the graphics coming up. There's the Didsbury card. 4 wickets for Ollie Chamberlain, the standout, but excellent opening spell from John T. Wallaker. 1 for 12 or 6. That was a pacey spell. James Green bowled some quick stuff as well. And 3 wickets for the ever dependable Steve Green. 2 for Alex Young at the end. 138 the outcome. We'll be back in half an hour to see the Didsbury reply.